For us, it's a hugely exciting project. You know, in swimming, for years and years, we've been looking for a team concept, team format. We've seen many different approaches in different individual national countries. They have their GB club teams, Arena League, French have their interclubs, and they're the most exciting championships that you can offer. From a coach's perspective, you're always looking to push the boundaries. You know, we've got the Olympic Games and the World Championships, but what ISL is bringing to the table is something more sustained competition format. You know, the long-term vision is very, very exciting. Trying to bring in regular seasons, trying to bring in team competitions every week, fan base, and that's sport and entertainment. Right, and so it's very cutting edge, it's very visionary, the project, and we're on our way to, so we've got a lot of partners that are invested in teams, and they want to come on board because they share our vision, they share the project's future aspirations, and you know, for us as coaches, you know, we're going to have to learn to adapt. You know, it's not about coaching one athlete for 4 years to perform for 30 seconds or 2 minutes or 1 minute. This is going to be an every weekend thing, exciting thing for coaches to be part of. Like I said, it's visionary, and it's going to make everyone feel a little bit uncomfortable. But you know, there needs to be some progress. There's an opportunity for the sport to grow, and you know, we've got to grow. We've got to be excited. You know, culture is not what it was 30 years ago. People are into their mobile phones, e-sports, gaming, and any sport has to evolve with the times. Swimming format is what it was 100 years ago, and we need to make sure we're creating something exciting and creating a show for the audience. You know, 30 years or 20 years ago, when the Premier League was invented and that came around, it was like, how do we not burn out the football players? But the football players managed to play a European game midweek. They managed to play every weekend. They play 2 games a week. Now we see the data and statistics. They run 10 kilometres a match. So you just got to evolve. You've got to learn how to deal with the athletes, be smart. And let's be honest, Bob. You know, people train hard in swimming. It's a hard sport to train. So competition is actually the fun part. And it's probably less taxing on their bodies than a hard gym session. One competition session is probably less taxing than the gym session. It's the emotional fatigue, and you know, the people will adapt. Football, they said it can never be done. Champions League matches, and now there's more games than ever. So the footballers this year with the World Cup, the Champions League, the Premier League, they play more matches than ever before, and they manage to survive. The coaches have to adapt and evolve with the times. And if there's an entertainment, if the athletes can earn more money, and that's only good for what we're trying to do. Like most athletes, you buy into a vision, you buy into a belief that you're just swimming for a lot of athletes, I honestly believe they swim because they love it. That's the primary reason for racing. You don't get into swimming for financial gain. But what ISL is trying to do is, you know, is protect. Actually, there's a lot of people making money off the back of these athletes now. And the world has changed. So back in 20 years ago, yes, there was probably money involved, but there's a lot less money. But now there's a lot of people making a lot of money, a lot of bureaucrats off the back of these young human beings. And now it's time that it's just a bit of recognition. You know, if each gold medal at the Olympics is worth $5 million and the athlete receives zero, someone is receiving that money. Someone's taking that from them. And it's just be good to, you know, a bit of respect in pension schemes, health insurance. It's little things that other professional leagues have, and other professional leagues that share their income with their players and performers. It's kind of what swimming needs. If you look at other elite professional sports, NBA, NFL, PFA in football, every professional league has a players' association or performers' association. And it's just time that athletics and swimming get themselves organised, and they realise their value. So the athletes are the performers. You know, there's no show without the athletes. There's no Olympic Games without the athletes. There's no ISL without the athletes. So it's going to be the athletes have an independent union, and that's to represent themselves in front of ISL, front of FINA, front of IOC. Just really so they get what's fair. You know, the athletes are not asking for 100% of the revenue or whatever. That's not practical. but it's just fair and respectful. What I think we have to recognise is the show doesn't happen without the athletes. The athletes are the most important people, and I think that's somewhere that's got a little bit distorted along the line, and it's just time. There's a lot of money involved in Olympic sport and World Championship sport and swimming athletics, and it's I think, you know, now it's time to share a little bit of that revenue with the people that actually put on the show, because if the athletes don't come, there is nothing. Energy Standard, it's like one of the first elite professional swimming clubs in the world. What we do is we provide elite training environment for the athletes, elite living, elite nutrition, and we provide the athlete with everything they need to be successful. All in one location in Turkey. Why did we choose Turkey? It's the best training facility in the world. Where we are, it's a place called the Gloria Sport Arena. There's unquestionably nowhere better in terms of facility that the athlete can train. We can train 24 hours a day, pool access whenever we need it, and they just have conditions that they can't get at home. And this is what we try to provide the athletes, a good environment where they can thrive and be successful. I also believe we have to give a little bit of independence to the athletes, so they keep very well connected to their home countries and their home coaches when they come through the program. So we keep everyone quite grounded and quite based and very transparent in how we move the program forward. The potential of ISL is huge, because when a sport's been run the same way for 100 years, this is totally radical thinking, it's totally different. So it's uncomfortable for a lot of people, but it's necessary change, because unfortunately, like with the development, what we spoke about earlier, esports, the world is different to what it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago. It's an information-driven world, it's a mobile phone-driven world, everyone's glued to their phones, and it's an instant excitement kind of world. So we need to, sex up our sport. We need to create some culture, a team environment, drama every weekend as opposed to once every 4 years. Because if it's all we're going to do, provide a show once every 4 years, and an athlete gets 1 minute of fame, literally, unfortunately over time, the sport's going to die. So we need to evolve with the times. We need to create something that's going to sustainable long term. And with Constantine and the team at ISL, we've definitely got that coming in the future.